seas calmed down a little bit. It was really wishy-washy, choppy crap because the wind had picked up, and it's really shallow here in the Java Sea, so when the wind picks up to a reasonable amount, like 25 knots or something, it just turns into a mess. Got the sun on the panels, charging her up so we can use the autopilot, and engines are off. Good start to the day. I might have a bit of a rest soon.
Beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me. My lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Somewhere beyond the sea, he's there waiting for me. If I could fly like birds on high, then straight to his arms I'll go sailing. It's far beyond the stars, it's near beyond the moon. I know without a doubt my heart.
Good morning. So, as you can tell by the sea state behind me, it's not entirely following seas because we are traveling northwest. So it's a little bit uncomfortable. I took the first shift last night until midnight, and then Dylan took midnight to 6 AM, and now it's 7 AM and Dylan's gone for a shower. So I've just made myself a coffee, and yeah, we are going way faster than what we expected. We're generally pretty slow, and depending on head currents or headwinds or whatever, we usually budget ourselves about 3 knots when we're doing our passage planning, just because of all sorts of factors. We're often sitting at 5 or up to 6, but then, you know, we're back down to 3 for a couple of hours, so we're always like, oh, it's better to underestimate than overestimate. Except in this case, it means that it wants to get us in at like midnight into the main anchorage all the way up in Kumai, which means that the first river entrance would be getting in there about 8 PM, which really isn't ideal because it's shallow, and I'm sure there's tons of fishing boats around. So what do? Do we slow down? Because we just got the head sail up, and we're averaging like 6, we're just doing 6 knots with the head sail up all night, all yesterday afternoon, all night. Minimal sail trim, just like flying, and obviously these seas are helping us along as well. So if we brought in some of the head sail, we'd just be bobbing around. It would be so uncomfortable. So I don't know what we're going to do. I think we're just going to have to arrive to the anchorage outside the river at 8 PM and just run with that. It's a full moon at the moment, or at least it's almost a full moon, so we'll have okay light. I just don't know about the fishermen and the fishing nets and whatnot. And then in the morning we'll go up the river. I think it's another couple of hours up the river for the actual anchorage at Kumai town. But yeah, I had the worst sleep because when we're doing watches, the other person will always sleep out in the cockpit, so they've always got someone there at hand if they need to do a sail change or any type of major issue. And the beds are the cockpit cushions, or the cockpit is, you know, like your side on, so when a wave hits, your body's rolling side to side. It's super uncomfortable. our cabins run the opposite way. So when you're getting hit by a wave side on, you're head to toe and you're doing this, it's entirely different and it's way better. And can you see my haircut? I gave myself a haircut yesterday. Just part it, pull it down, snip, snip. It's good. Now I'm wishing I had it a bit longer so I could tie it up though. Got the fishing line out. Started a new book. This is the third book in 3 weeks. And I listened to a morning meditation when I woke up. Didn't really fix my tiredness though. Damn it.
My heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet unknown meet beyond the shore. We'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea. And never again I'll go sailing somewhere beyond the sea.
Pretty sure these are big fishing boats or squid boats. I don't know if you can see it from here, but there's all lights running down the side and these big frames for all the lights.
And there's like probably 100 boats in here. 100 of those boats that we just went past, just anchored up, waiting for tonight, put their lights on, catch some squid. There'd be 100 boats here, squid boats, and as far as I can see, they're like all the way down to the west there. They'd run along this whole coast, I'd imagine, and on iSailor, I actually inputted, when I did the trip with CB on Polaran, I inputted where we saw all those lights that time in the video, that previous video, and this is that group of boats that we're going through right now. And there are even more, there's more than I even thought that night, so.
My watch broke today. See the 12 o'clock and the 7 o'clock hands are like loose in there. And we are approaching Kalimantan. I thought I saw it earlier, like the actual landmass, but now I can't see it.
Maybe it's raining there.
Maybe. Anyway, I just made us a chickpea salad for dinner. Bagus?
Bagus.
Man, that was stressful. We were pretty bloody close to it.
I'm furious. So that's a tugboat that is towing like a massive barge, and he just cut us off. We were sailing like, and he just come straight across. He was legit just coming straight across our path on the AIS for no reason at all. So we just had this chaotic, you know, trying to bring the sails down and turn it on the other engine. And
It's so hard to figure out.
Three knots. Like they only go 2 or 3 knots. Look what happened. Like we were trying to avoid the guy and he was just cutting us off. Okay, I'm gonna try and get us back on track.
It's okay, we just have to smash into it for a bit.
It's so good to be on flat water.
It is, it's so nice.
We've been getting smashed around for the last 2 days. So good to be on flat water. Loz could just make a coffee this then, without shit going everywhere.
So sleepy. Dylan must be so tired.
I'm tired, yeah. I had to sleep, Lauren. Don't tell Mum, but Lauren woke up and I was on my watch. And I'm over here. I like
sleeping?
Asleep. I literally like was just standing up here and like just keeping an eye, because it was full moon so you could see everything. So I was just making sure we weren't going to run into anything. And then next thing you know, Lauren's waking me up.
Like Dylan, he's like got the iPad in his hand and I'm like, Dylan, he's like, what? I'm like, you're asleep, and then you took a while to figure out, like, what do you mean I'm asleep? Like, you're asleep. Like, oh fuck, I'm asleep.
I don't know how long I was out for.
I don't get super tired through the day, but I should make a conscious effort to sleep. I still nap in the afternoon kind of, but like, it's probably better to be like, right, I know that I'm going to be awake for half the night. I should make myself sleep now to help myself out. But yeah, I'm so tired. I was laying down here on the lounge inside, and then I don't know if you filmed me. And then I came inside here and I was just like,
got coffee, bit of tunes going.
it's a shame it didn't rain to give the deck a bit of a wash.
Yeah, there's salt all over the place. We were smashing into it. I can't believe like it was such a terrible run, and then we're like almost in to the river, start of the river, and then we run into like a squall, and that gave us headwind. So we'd just been on the beam for 2 days, smashing into it, waves on the beam, and then we come in here and wind on the nose and smashing into it, dropped us back to like 2 knots. So we pretty much just sat out there for ages at 2 knots.
So this is essentially what we've been dodging all night. Big cargo ships and container ships and barges and tugs, and you get so close to them and you just have this feeling like, do they know what side I'm on and I know what side they're on? It just is really stressful to go so close to them. Stressful?
Yeah, it seems to be getting close, very close.
It's probably quite a narrow channel. Probably doesn't seem close on camera, but it's freaking close.
Is that a dude at the back?
Yeah, I think he's getting towed. We've just got old mate at the back in his little dinghy. Could be like an old fad that's broken. Just dodging things left, right and centre in this river. Looks like just a big pile of sticks and logs and whatnot. I got to tell you though, after a pretty big night and expecting to have to enter in here in the dark, it's good to be actually entering the river in light, because seeing things like that makes me think there's going to be a lot, and Kumai River is quite infamous for logs. And then now we've got a fishing boat approaching from behind, so it's all systems go here in Kumai River. Jesus.
More mass, this is SB Blue Moon, over.
Blue Moon 2, Bijang Mas 2 calling.
Permission to pass on our starboard side, over.
Thanks for taking the time to watch this episode and share our journey. Join us next Wednesday as we gawk in wonder at the bustling port of Kumai River. We check out the town and dine like a local before an overnight trip to a faraway town to deal with yet another visa renewal.
These videos are made possible by our beloved patrons. Speaking of, thanks to our newest patron, SV13 Wins.
With both one-time or ongoing pledge tier options, Patreon provides us with a unique platform to share additional content, benefits, gifts, giveaways, recipes, and early release episodes with our Patreon community. A great deal of care, love, time, dedication, consistency, discipline, and passion goes into filming and editing these videos. It's extremely rewarding, but not without its challenges.
Patreon means you can directly support creators like us and spread the love. Sailing Blue Moon patrons pledging $5 or more will get a Seize the Day t-shirt made from recycled plastic bottles collected from our oceans. All shirts are available for purchase. Hit us up on Instagram or Facebook for details.
Every little bit helps to keep us afloat, filming and creating. Perhaps the Patreon pledge isn't your jam, but you'd still like to show your support. Buy us a beer, shout us a shandy, or even a round of rum nuts. You can do so via our Sailing Blue Moon PayPal account with a shout out in the credits.
If you enjoy our content, you can help us out by liking this video and subscribing if you haven't already. Don't forget to click the bell to the right to be notified of new episodes. We'd also love to hear from you, the viewer, so hit us up in the comments below.
And lastly, you can follow us in real time on Instagram and Facebook. As always, thanks for watching Blue Moonies.
If you wanna leave, then take good care. You're my brother, Lauren, and I love your hair.